This is Life Coaching with Diandra, episode 2, and it is on redemption. The first one was on manifestation. Feel free to check it out, comment, ask any questions in the comments, and I will life coach away. Redemption is so interesting to me because it's one of those things that I feel we're kind of greedy with. You know, we all want to be redeemed, but we don't exactly want others to be redeemed, right? It's this huge, I call it the Brothers Karamazov dilemma. And if you've read the Brothers Karamazov, it's like brilliant and philosophical, it's classic. And it even happens, I believe, St. Thomas Aquinas mentions it when talking to a native. It's the whole idea that if I go to heaven, I don't want my enemies there. You know? What is the point of doing good when someone can do absolutely horrible and still land in the same place as me? Redemption, we love to think of it as the journey of a good person doing better. But what about a bad person becoming good? That's the trick. That's where we're like, because good people feel bad. I kind of feel like, it's like you always know a crazy person because they say they're not crazy. I feel the sanest people say that they're crazy. The kindest people say that they're mean. You know, it's like we all live on opposite day. A person who says they're humble, they're probably very arrogant. And it's such a weird world. It's an imbalanced world because how do we recognize our goodness without falling into ego? But ego is the inability to recognize our goodness. Ego blinds us to our goodness and makes us believe that fear and anxiety and the cruelty that we have towards ourselves, that checks us. That makes sure that we're a good person getting better. And that's why we kind of hold back redemption, especially for others. Because we think fear, cruelty, anxiety, those are the checkers of redemption in a way. If you are a bad person, you caused those things. You don't feel them, you caused them. And you shouldn't be redeemed. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. You know, people have been horrible to me. They've made me scared. They've made me insecure. They've made me incredibly sad. And when I think of those people, it's hard not to, or when I thought of them, it was hard not to wish them bad. It was hard not to kind of, in my mind, take away their redemption. Because they are my wounds. They caused me wounds. The irony about healing is that other people can wound you, but only you can heal yourself. And they gave me wounds that I still struggle with. They changed my life. There was me before them that was way more confident, and me after them that was fractured. They denied me money, job opportunities, safety in relationships and love. They took that from me. And we could say I let them take it. I chose them to. I stayed maybe a little bit too long. I stayed on their lies. I have accountability too. But I also didn't know. Because that's the thing about when you meet evil, or you meet bad. People think you're scared, but you're also stunned. How could someone not receive love? How could someone receive it and then steal it in an odd way? Like be so greedy with it, not cherish it. And that's why when we think of bad people, we think of people who don't cherish love. People that hurt love. People that hate. They don't deserve redemption. You can't be fear and deserve redemption. I feel fear, but you are it. And I think that's the difference. And redemption's so tricky because it's like a blanket. And everyone's cold. Some are colder than others. And redemption says, I will cover everyone. And you're kind of like, no. Cover the colder people. Cover me. I need more warmth. I'm worthy of more warmth if I'm colder. I'm worthy of more redemption if I'm better. I've always been fascinated by the story of Saul Paul in the Bible. Not to get biblical on you, but really, any religious text is absolutely fascinating throughout the world, throughout history. Because when you really think about it, no matter how you think it's inspired, it's all written by humanity. And what fascinates me is that humanity is kind of always the same. Different places, different times, same journeys, same wonders, same feelings. Like with redemption. The Brothers Karamazov came out. When did that come out? I think like hundreds of years ago. St. Thomas Aquinas, wasn't he like the 1500s? The Bible, what is that? More than 2,000 years ago. And it's still that same idea of, I don't know if heaven would be heaven if my worst enemy was there. I don't know if heaven would be heaven if the person that hurt me and made me think I couldn't even heal is there right next to me. But redemption is about achieving such a level of peace that you no longer associate them with your pain. You no longer associate them as fear, as a person of fear, as a person that caused you fear, as a person that moves and causes fear, because you are total peace. You can't even see them as who they are, who they were, because you're too busy being you. You aren't simply redeemed, you are elevated. And in the Bible, there's Saul, who becomes St. Paul. And I always felt bothered by his story, in part because of that whole idea of redemption and my discomfort at knowing that a bad person, if they became good, could be in heaven with me. Completely not realizing that in an odd way I'm being arrogant. They may not have taken the same journey, but they got to the destination. It's like, we're all taking different flights to Disney World, but at the end we got to Disney. And it's not necessarily, at the same time, I'm oddly devaluing the purpose of good. Because good isn't just about being good or acting good. It's about feeling good. It's about being good totally. Not just simply to others, but to ourselves. It's the safety of knowing that we made good choices. Not just right choices, but the choices in situations to be peace. And in the next situation to be more peaceful. The choice to be kind, and in every next situation kinder. The choice to elevate. So they may have come from the bottom to the top, but I came from the middle to the utmost top. And that's why we're different journeys. And that's why if I'm truly elevating, if I'm truly rising, if I'm truly redeeming, I would not only would I not worry about their journey, I wouldn't judge it. Because I would be so in my journey. And Saul is an amazing story because, he butchers Christians. He's horrible. He's evil. And he has this come to Jesus moment. He has this vision of God. And then he becomes a defender of Christians. And even dies for them. He goes from killing them to dying for them. Because he sees God. But he also sees God in himself. He sees good in himself. The whole time he was causing evil because of a system, of a structure that fed him. Christians are the enemy. This group is the enemy. This group is the bad guy. Do as I say. He fit into the system that trained him and molded him to believe that bad was good, that wrong was right, because the system says so and it rewards you for following it. And you could say he saw God, but he saw spirit. He saw his own spirit. He saw his soul. He broke out of the system to break into himself. And that's how he became not only redeemed, but redemptive and redeeming and constantly rising and elevating, because he broke away from the world that told him causing harm is healing, to realize that defending life is healing. To letting others be, letting others exist, that's healing. To letting yourself be. To putting down the sword to pick up spirit. When I think of evil, I think of unrest, but not just the unrest it causes, the unrest it is. You have to be hate, to be hateful. To hate others, you have to hate yourself. It just all starts within you. You are from the inside going out. Redemption is about going back inside. It's about going back inside and looking at yourself and saying, how am I working outside? How I work outside is how I work inside, so I'm going to work inside. I'm going to work again. And that's why anybody can do it. A bad person can be good and a good person can become better. Because it's about realizing that inside is what matters. Life is what happens inside of you. Life is from inside out, not from outside in. And so often evil people work from the outside in. They are material. They're completely material. They are completely systemized. There are no spirits to them. There are no spirituality to them. They are happy with material things. They are happy following rules and not righteousness. It may be a jagged pill to accept that anybody can be redeemed, that all can be redeemed. But if it's a jagged pill, it's because you're being arrogant. And you don't realize it. You're taking the pill because it's medicine and you know you need to. But you don't want to, and it goes down hard because you're just like, this isn't right. What is this? How is this going to heal? If everyone has access to this medicine, how is it really going to heal me? That's really what you're asking. How is redemption really going to be redemptive to me? Why should I be redeemed if everyone can? If everyone can have Tylenol, then why should I? Then why should I take it? How does it really cure my specific headache if everyone can take it? If people who have less headaches or worse headaches can take Tylenol and it all go away, what's the meaning of my own headache? What's the meaning of my sins if someone can sin worse? If someone can sin less and we all can be redeemed? What's the point of elevation? And that's arrogance asking that question. That's ego. Because you're still not seeing your journey is yours. Your life is yours. You were only supposed to be you, not anyone else. You were only supposed to redeem you because you are you. Elevate yourself because you are yourself. And it's a bit of a tricky road. I don't know if I want to see my enemies in heaven. Maybe a separate section. Don't. That's if you believe in heaven. But the point is, so often we don't wish our enemies good. And sometimes the best I could do is just not wish them anything at all. But I think it's about redemption. Whether you believe in heaven or not, it's about believing that anyone deserves a better space, their best space, despite all the harm they've caused, especially if they've caused more harm than you. Do they deserve to see their best and be their best? And when you're asking that question, it's because you don't feel you can actually get to your best. You don't feel you can get better. You don't feel you deserve it, and thus you measure how others deserve it. And you may not be a bad person, but you are being egotistical. And you don't even see it because you're moving in pain They may move in evil and malice, but you move in pain, and that's still dark. And that's a jagged pill to accept. That I may be a good person, but I also may be a dark person. And that's what redemption does. It just takes out all the darkness. It's not just about taking out evil and elevating you. It's about taking out pain. It's about taking out arrogance. It's about taking out fear. It's about taking out harm. The harm we cause ourselves, the harm we cause others. The anxiety, the stress, the anger. Those are all dark things. Depression is dark. It's about taking all of that out. Redemption isn't just about becoming good or being better in terms of the acts we do, but it's also the reactions we have, the feelings, the thoughts we share, not only with others, but ourselves, towards ourselves, for ourselves. Redemption is total, and that's why a bad person can be good and a good person can become better by being redeemed, by choosing to elevate. And it's not just religious or religion. I'm not here promoting a religion because often redemption is a religious thought. But I think redemption is something that happens every day. We try to choose every day. And that's just being better, being positive, being light, choosing to be the little candle in a dark room, choosing to see the little candle in a dark room. I hope you're redeemed, or you're redeeming, and you're getting redemptive. And I hope that you see that part of that journey is not just about being better towards others, but being better to yourself. You can't give to others what you don't give to you. You just can't. You just can't. Even if you love somebody, if you don't love yourself, you will never love them better. You will never love them more. You will never love them how they need or want, because you can't even hear it. You can't even see it, because you're not what you need. You're not what you want. You can't satisfy them fully because you don't feel fully satisfied with yourself. You are half a cup of water, and you will never be full for them because you don't even know how to get more water for yourself. And it's a jagged pill to swallow, because good people can feel empty. Good people can be half full. I'm one of the most loving people you will ever meet. But when I don't love myself, you will think that I love you because I'm giving you so much love. But imagine how much more love I could give if I just gave to myself. If I just treated myself right. I think if you saw my manifestation video, I talk about the tortured artist, and I talk about how imagine what he could be if he wasn't tortured. We think our pain checks us, but it stops us, it holds us back. And it makes us believe that because we're functional with it, we're enough with it. And we are enough, but we could be more without it. That more you want, that more you know you can be, get rid of the pain and you'll be it. And it's hard. Sometimes I think the best way to get rid of pain is just to learn how to carry it. Understand that more pain will come in different ways, but so will love. Redemption is love. Seeing that you are love and thus elevating in it. Feel free to subscribe and follow. I have a website, Diandra Views It All, where I do entertainment criticism on how movies and music and art is sociologically and spiritually impact us. If you would like a Reiki life coach or tarot session, please feel free to not only follow me, but write on the email, and I could show you a schedule and pricing, and yeah, it's all virtual for now. And thank you. Thank you for your time. I hope this helped you. I really do.